Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me for some more Gravely stuff. Today we're going to be working on the C10 diesel repower again. And as you can see, we got this thing mocked up a little bit. Last time we machined the crankshaft, and I highly recommend before you go any further, you go ahead and you mock up a mostly empty block like this, just to be sure that all of your geometry is right. Because if you got to take it off and do a little bit of rework, you're really not going to want that engine at its full weight. It is a hefty boy. I learned that from the last repower, so I just got the skeleton on there, and I saw that everything aligns. As you can see, we spin the crankshaft, and we get spinning all the way down, which is awesome. That's just what I hope for. So let's take this thing off and put it back together all over again. Because, well, there's no avoiding it, so we'll go ahead, we'll put it back together. We know it matches. I've already done this, actually, for the previous repower again. I had to rebuild one of these after stripping it down to the crankshaft. So, if you want to take a look at the process to do that in greater detail, you can take a look at the link, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. Meanwhile, I'm going to get cracking, because it is snowing. It's really coming down. It's cold in here, but there's nothing like snow falling to get you motivated to build a snowblower. Wish me luck. Okay, we got the engine back together, and we got that sun gear once again back on. Hopefully for the last time. Now we gotta take it and put it over here on the tractor for all the future stuff. So I'm happy with the way this fits. I'm happy with the way it fits in there, but we still gotta build a tractor around it and see if we run into any issues. It is heavier than it was last time. All right, we got the one started. We're gonna space this one out. The space will be taken up by the handlebars, or the handlebar mount, when we get to that point. But for now, I just want to get it all tight. Okay, let's confirm. Got our 27. Well, it turns over very nicely. All right, I'm happy with that. I didn't put any sealant on there because I got to build up the tractor around it just to see how everything is going to mesh. There's a space for an exhaust here. I'm a little worried about how that's going to go, but I'm going to mock that up later because snowing, yeah, the heater's running, but it's probably only like 30 degrees in here, and my toes are icicles. So I'm going to finish this off a little later. Oh, it's still coming down. God, I hate it here. All right, so as you can see, we got the tractor body built up around this bad boy, and it's starting to look like a Gravely again. Almost can hardly tell. We had our tires come in. These are 16 by 6.5-8 ag tires. They look really big compared to the other ones. These are going to be perfect for what's going to be a snow pusher. You know, we're going to use this thing mostly for snow, then some gardening, and then finally mowing. So we can have these tough ag tires. If you want to know what we have, just go on eBay, look up that tire size, and go by search cost lowest. You'll find them. Next, when we flip up the hood, you can see a bit where our exhaust issues are beginning to form. Right here we got the exhaust. There's really not a lot of space to work with in terms of like putting a muffler. I see a lot of people use the stock muffler, but I don't really want the exhaust to go sticking out the side. That's actually how the old C10 is, and I've noticed some issues with that. When the exhaust comes out the side and I'm blowing upwind, I stick my head down and it protects me from most of the snow, but then the exhaust goes and starts shooting some of it right back into my face. Going back and looking at the video, I realized you can really see that. What I was thinking might be fun to do is take this and go right out the top. Closing this up again. If you take a little look-see down here, we're ending basically right at the middle of, believe it or not, that's a catalytic converter. So I was thinking take a 90, stick it out the top, and give ourselves a tractor flapper. I think that'd be pretty fun. I think it would actually be useful in my area to keep the snow from getting blasted all over the place. And I think it'll be really fitting for a diesel. Another thing I want to point out, this is in no way unique to mine, is that we do not have enough space right here for our air filter. So we're gonna have to cook up some fun way to take care of this. I bought a couple of other tractor bits. Here's a L70 filter. Not gonna happen. Here's the L100. You can actually get it on there, but once you do, there's no getting the filter or the housing on there. So we're gonna have to come up with something else. I see a lot of people stick it right out the back there, but I don't want to. And the reason I don't want to be messing with this back here is because I really like this bar being here. It's mint. It really goes to sort of like solidify the look of the tractor. It makes you think that, oh yeah, this is all Gravely. You see the Gravely bits on the back, the Gravely bits in the front, and you can almost miss the Yanmar shoveled in between. This actually lines up all right. The hole isn't quite right, but we can modify that, no problem. Something that I was considering was using like a cone filter or something on the side, taking this and just piping it over here. This is actually, I mean, I'm sure the Gravely people recognize this. This is from a Model L filter system. So just take this, pipe it on over there, stick a cone filter or something over here, and we'll be golden. Ideally, I'd like the air filter to be protected, because one of the issues that the C10 comes with, and I even experienced it a bit myself, is that as you're dragging this thing through like ice and snow when you're snow plowing, snow blowing, and you got the filter right here, you're digging a big alley and you're like dragging snow along it. So it's possible for it to freeze up, or it'll freeze up if you just leave it outside and it gets rained on, and then you know how it goes. I'm happy with the way it's turning out so far. I think we're gonna have a lot of space to stick this thing right out the top. And I kind of got my eyes on a turbocharger, but that's a topic for a later date. The problem with the exhaust going through here is that we're gonna start running out of room for our fuel system. What I got right here is a tank I got lying around. This is obviously from a 2-stroke blower that somebody left on the curb, but we can use it here. Stick it maybe right around here. Maybe in future we can beef up that fuel system, get something with a little bit more capacity, because I've kind of got some fun plans for this thing that involve driving it all over. So maybe a little bit more capacity, maybe a turbo. In the meantime, I haven't actually seen this this engine run since I bought it, and I want to be sure that it'll work on the Gravely without turning all of its guts into powder. So before I start having a bit of fun with turbos, I gotta first make sure that it'll work and it'll be reliable as naturally aspirated. Anyway, let's get working on this exhaust. Snow, I hate you. Beautiful. This will be a nice little treat for me. Little cat for moi. Now, unfortunately for me, I can't reuse this muffler, as nice as it would be. This is part of a 2-part system. I actually used the other half on my first diesel repower, but it was still very loud. So, you know, I don't think I'll miss it in the end. Good riddance. Stick that up there. See what that gets us. Not too bad, not too bad. Could probably cut about a inch short. Oh, beautiful. Let's go weld her up. Hey, what's that I see? That's right, that's the start of the exhaust. We used as much of the old Aurora generator exhaust as we could and poked it out as far as we could without interfering with the hood. So there we go, that's what it looks like. It goes whoop, right out the top. This is just super basic. This has a 1.5 inch outer diameter. So I'm gonna go and look for a nice muffler that I can have. So that'll just slip on the top. It'll close like this. Look at that. Look at this. Ooh. Stick the muffler on top. And I think that'll actually look really nice. I'm actually really digging it. I left that flange there because I know some motorcycle exhausts, they have the style where the exhaust goes on and you clip it with like springs. So I just left that there just to give us the most options possible. And I happen to already know that I'm a terrible welder. So if you were inclined to chime in and let me know that my welds are crap, thank you, but I already know. This is only like the 4th time I've ever welded anything with that 110 welder. Usually I go and have welder friends either oversee or just do it all together. But when it's all me, sometimes it's garbage. But I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out, and let's be moving on. Fuel system might be relatively easy. I wanted to put it in the front. Hey, it's something. So it might not be the most beautiful or elegant solution, but like I said, I would like to have a larger fuel tank in there. Something that takes up the space for my exhaust quite nicely. So for now, we'll use this just to get us going. Let's see if it closes. Very nice. It all fits in there quite nicely. Let's give her a little reacher in her. Got about 1.5 inches to spare. Beautiful. Oh, come on. You know you want to go on. There we go. Stuff lying around for the win. All right, there we go. There's most of our fuel system. But if you know your way around diesels, you'll know that we missed something. Over here on the injector, there's actually a return. So right here is our injector, and it's got on it a nipple. Okay, our fuel line goes through here. We'll probably stick it right here on the neck of this tank. Just got to go find myself a barb fitting at the hardware store. Well, personally, I think that looks terrible. And we still got to work out something to make a flange up here. So I think it's back to the drawing board on that. Okay, so I think I got a good idea of something that'll work. Off of this Briggs & Stratton, I just grabbed this filter assembly. It's pretty low profile. I'm not going to be able to use this backing plate, unfortunately, but if we take this and we stick it up against there, we've actually got a fair amount of room. So this will be able to come on out, pop on down, and we can put our filter in. So I think a good way to do that, once again, here's what it'll look like, something like this. I think a good way to do that would actually be to 3D print it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go mock something up. I think it looks pretty nice. So there we go. It's kind of the home stretch on this repowered tractor. We've got it together. We got it all mocked up. All of the stuff works. And we just have a little shopping list. We got to get a muffler. We got to get a 1/4 inch barb fitting. And we've got to 3D print the manifold so we can have a filter. And all of that is really no big deal. So come next time, we'll probably have all this ready. We'll put it all together for the final time, stick a plow blade on it, fill it all full of fluids, and give her a test. But that'll be for next time. For now, thank you very much for watching, and have a good one. Shoots!